Hello, and welcome to my messy ass room. This is the latest in gaming, my gaming news show coming at you live 3 days a week. It's currently Monday, June 9th. I didn't have any the latest in gaming last week. It's not like there's any news or anything interesting that happened since Monday last week, right? Or Sunday last week. Nothing in particular I can think of. Yeah. Okay. Obviously, I missed the biggest news week of the year. So this stream is just going to be kind of running down a lot of things. I have a Switch 2, so give them some impressions on that. The Switch 2 has the biggest launch of any console in history so far. So I'll be giving a little info on that. And then I'm going to go through some of the showcases and then yeah, do my thoughts on some games. So I'm going to do this so that my camera you can't see my super messy background. Perfect. Yeah, let's just jump right into the friggin' news. So, the Switch 2 is having the biggest launch of any console ever. Sorry, let me say that again. This is for clubbable reasons. The Switch 2 is having the biggest console launch in history. Perfect. So, this comes from J. Brody Shuri at Game Rant. Nintendo Switch 2 sales numbers are reportedly breaking historic records. So this is quite cool. IMHO. According to some insiders, the Nintendo Switch 2 sold roughly 3 million units globally on launch day. This would surpass the record for most consoles sold in a single day, which was held by the PlayStation 4 at just over 1 million units worldwide in 2013. The Nintendo Switch 2 is reportedly breaking historic sales records mere days after launch. Gamers have been wanting for a long time for the next Nintendo console. Gamers have been waiting a long time for the next Nintendo console, and the fateful day finally came last week. The Nintendo Switch 2 launched on June 5th with both the standard console and a special Mario Kart World Bundle available both online and in brick-and-mortar stores. Other high-profile Switch 2 launch titles include Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, and ports of previous games like Cyberpunk 2077. Getting a Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order was challenging enough before the big launch day, and customers have been scrambling to get their hands on the system now that it is more widely available to the public. Retailers like GameStop and Walmart reportedly sold out their Switch 2 stock almost immediately on June 5th, and Target similarly exhausted its online supplies just as quickly the following day. Nintendo itself was apparently aware of this as it had sent out of stock signs to these outlets in the days leading up to the big launch. What a flex. Yeah, you're going to run out. Let's send you some out of stock signs. That is such a flex. This seems to be translating into record-breaking sales numbers for the Nintendo Switch 2. Right out of the gate, at least according to insiders like Nintendo Prime. In a Twitter post shortly after the Switch 2's launch, Nintendo Prime stated that they had heard from multiple independent sources that the Switch 2 had sold roughly 3 million units globally on its release day. This isn't an official listing from Nintendo, and it doesn't account for any further sales made in the days since June 5th, but it is an impressive start to say the least. So, as someone who has gotten 3 consoles at launch, one was a little after launch because friggin' was it Walmart or Best Buy? Friggin' Best Buy was slow with my order. So I got Switch 1 on launch day, Switch 2 obviously, and the PlayStation 5. And my PS5, I think the launch day was a Friday, and then I got it on the Monday, so it's not too bad. Shitty weekend though. And from all of them that I have been a part of so far, the Switch 2's has easily been the best, as in the easiest to get the console. I never tried to pre-order the original Switch. I just went to the store I waited in line at the store, and I was one of the first ones to get it there. But from that experience, it was they did not have much at all. I think I remember hearing they had like 30 total or something like that, 30 extra alongside the pre-ordered ones. But with the Switch 2, they have I think something like 3 times that much, or like this was just the specific GameStop that I went to, because I went to the same one the first time as I did the second time with the Switch 2, and they had significantly more stock this time around. So it seems like they were prepared, and I guess that makes sense too, because the Switch wasn't as much of a surefire bet as the Switch 2 was. So it makes a little bit more sense. And again, this isn't official. This is from an insider, but it seems pretty likely, I guess. I think it's true. It is. You can quote me on that, I suppose. Nintendo Switch 2 could break PS4 and PS5 launch records. Okay, so here's this tweet here. This comes from Nintendo Prime, a Nintendo insider. He posted this on June 6th, so 3 days ago, so I'm a little behind. Is that picking up on the mic? Just a sec. Sorry, I gotta close my window. There's my PS5 making noises. That doesn't sound good. Gosh. Get a new console and the old one breaks, it seems like. Okay, well, I'll have to investigate that later anyway. So, from Nintendo Prime, they say 24-hour launch sales. I have now heard from 3 independent people that Nintendo have globally shifted over 3 million Switch 2 units. This doesn't include any additional sales made today, Friday, June 6th, made today already, and over the upcoming weekend. For perspective, no console has come close to that level of sales in 24 hours over a 24-hour launch. The previous record was held by the PS4, which sold just over 1 million units worldwide. The 2-month total records is about 4.5 million units, held by the PS5 and PS4. Nintendo is on pace to beat that in less than a week. Sales of this magnitude have literally never been seen in console history. Isn't that crazy? Like, you know, if you're one of those people saying boycott the Switch 2, unfortunately you are one of the few, because yeah, that is crazy. And by the way, I don't have a problem with people that decide to wait. Oh, okay. I don't have a problem with people that decide to boycott the Switch 2. Makes sense. I understand the reasoning behind it. Nintendo isn't the best company a lot of the time. So, anyway, so let's keep going here. It also surpasses the record for most consoles sold in a single day, which was held by the PlayStation 4 at just over 1 million units worldwide in 2013. The 2-month total record is likewise held by both the PS4 and PS5 at 4.5 million units. If the current sales rate that Nintendo Prime describes are accurate and continue, then the Nintendo Switch 2 could easily surpass that in a fraction of the time, if it hasn't already done so. So, one thing I would say though is that PS5 would probably be the one to beat if it wasn't the pandemic, because they had a really hard time shipping consoles for launch. You know, I happened to get lucky, but I had a friend that wanted to get a PS5 and I was trying to help them with it. So like I'd order it and then, you know, they'd pay me for it. And I had the hardest, like the one that I bought was the easiest one. And then trying to get one after the launch was friggin' impossible. So, like they just didn't have enough PS5s at launch, I think, to break any records, but it seems like they do for the Switch 2. So I imagine it's going to smash these records, no problem. Only a few days after its launch, the Nintendo Switch 2 seems to be following in the footsteps of its predecessor, which has become one of Nintendo's highest-selling consoles to date. Okay, yeah, cool. But yeah, no, overall, this is friggin' crazy. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense, though. I understand it. Yeah. Is there anything else I want to say on that? Because I kind of have a lot of stuff I want to go over. Oh, geez, I'm already 10 minutes in. Okay. Next thing I want to go over is this Xbox handheld. Or do I want to go over my Mario Kart impressions and stuff. No, I'll do that after. Okay, let's do the Xbox handheld. No, forget. Let's do the Switch 2 impressions. So you're gonna get to see my beautiful ass room again. God, that's disgusting. Okay, can I just like? Ugh. Apologies. Okay, so I just want to talk a bit about my Switch 2 impressions so far. So I have a couple notes that I wanted to share. So I'll start with Mario Kart. Mario Kart is so much fun, man. Like, um, it is the first. It's crazy to think that this is the first new Mario Kart game since 2013, I think, right? Since that's when Mario Kart 8 came out. So like, it's been so long since I've got to experience a Mario Kart game for the first time. Like super fresh. Like it was nice whenever it got ported to the Switch, but like even then, it was an experience that I kind of had before. I'd already played the game a ton on the Wii U, and then again, like there was the Booster Course Pass, which added a ton of new stuff. But even then, like it's still the same game. Like this is the first time we're getting a new game in forever, and it is just incredible. Like I covered this a couple weeks ago, but this game has basically been in development since the Switch launched in 2017. Like the very since they put out Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So there's so much time and effort that's been put into this game. My highlights so far, the music is just incredible. Like I was kind of worried that because it's open world, like how is the music gonna work? Incredibly is how it works. It's so good. It's like a radio, and it just kind of like seamlessly without even you thinking, just like transitions between thing to thing. Like when you're going through the tracks, and what else is there? Yeah, seamlessly transitions between thing to thing, and it. Sorry. With the music, and I find so much is just like such chill vibes. Like the other day I was streaming and I spent like 15 minutes picking a character because I was just like vibing so hard, and they were all dancing to the music. So nice. um One thing I've heard, like a complaint I've heard about the game, is the open world is a little empty. I definitely concur with that. Like I would say there's already so much in this game, so it's hard to complain. But the one thing I would have added, if it was me, if I was the developer, would be like a story to go alongside the open world. Like I thought that would, I think that would be really cool to kind of like, there's the P switches, but kind of turn that more into like those challenges more into like a storied thing, and get some cutscenes in there and have some cool special things. I feel like that would be, my pie in the sky dream for it. The way it is now is fine with like but it's just like the same things over and over again. You run into a P switch, you look for the outfits. That's another thing too, is outfits. They're awesome, but I just don't like how they're divided between characters. Like some characters have like 5, 10. A lot of them have none. A lot of like the mob bosses, I would say, like I don't know if the Goomba has any, but like Spike and Penguin and Dolphin and all those folks, they only have like one. I kind of wish they put a couple more outfits in for those guys. Excuse me. Maybe they will eventually though. Knockout Tour, easily the most fun I've had in a Mario Kart game in so long. I was playing that online the other day. Oh my god! Like online, that is freaking tough. You are just locked in for like a 10-minute race, and it is so much fun. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've had the most fun with that so far. I would say that was the most fun I've had, but my biggest highlight is Rainbow Road. So if you don't know, and I don't want to spoil anything here, so if you don't want spoilers, skip ahead a little bit because nobody's watching right now, so you'd have to be watching later. Rainbow Road. What was I gonna say? So after you complete all the main, I think 6 cups, maybe 8. I can't remember, 6 or 8. After you do all the main cups once, a new special one unlocks that's has Rainbow Road at the end. So it's actually 3 courses that are part of other cups, I'm pretty sure. Then it ends with Rainbow Road. But it is like the coolest course ever. I don't even think you can get there in like in free roam. Like it's you can only do it in the course, and there's no like knockout. That's one thing I was wishing there was like a knockout tour that had Rainbow Road, but there's not. The only way to do it is either by itself or through the cup, as at least as it is now. So yeah, I did it through the cup, and it is like it's like 3 or 4 different. It takes like all of the past Rainbow Roads, maybe not all of them, but a lot of the past Rainbow Roads, and kind of mashes them together in this like beautiful course that like changes so many times, and it has so much different music, and oh my goodness, it is just incredible. Like biggest highlight so far. Like playing through that for the first time was amazing. Such a great cap off to the cups, and one that I'm going to get very familiar with in the coming years. Yeah, though I think that's all for like my quick thoughts on Mario Kart. Next thing I wanted to go over was just the Switch 2 in general. After 5 days with the Switch 2, my thoughts are it's really great. Honestly, my biggest takeaway has just been like, how did we put up with the Switch for 8 years? Because this thing is so much better. The Switch is so like not powerful, and it's so obvious playing most games. Like it runs a lot of games great, like Mario Odyssey and so many other things, but just this like so much easier. Like this just like handles games so easily, and it loads faster, and just everything's so much cleaner. And I'm just like, how do we put up with that for so long? But I feel like if there's ever a Switch 3, we'll be saying the same thing for this. Ooh, fingerprints. Oh look. Although I would say that my first day with it was a bit of a pain in the ass, trying to get all my stuff converted over from the Switch 1, and I didn't like how it deleted a lot of my stuff. Kind of annoying. But I don't know how it works. Maybe that was necessary. A complaint I would have is the UI. Like, it's very much a Switch 2, and like I don't know why, or if it was like marketing wise that they made it so similar to the Switch 1. Like I wish the UI was a little more unique in its own, but it's like basically the exact same, a little cleaner. But then they even cleaned up the original Switch, so now they just look the same. So yeah, I wish they could have done more to give that more personality. Like the Wii U had more personality than the Switch. Like the Switch is the least. Like it does have some for sure. It's got some cute beeps and boops in the menus, but the Wii U at least like had music with everything, and I just found that to be much cooler on the Wii U. And yeah, I wish they had given the Switch 2 more personality. I remember like I watched a lot of YouTube talking about hopes and wants for the Switch 2, and that was one big thing that I saw a lot of people have was I hope the Switch 2 has more personality than the Switch 1, and it doesn't really, so that's a little disappointing. Nothing beats that Wii, in my opinion. I love that. Like the channels, they're so like of its time in the best way possible. Anything else I want to talk about? The controller is great. I have the Pro controller. I really liking that. It's very similar to the first Pro controller, obviously, but I feel like some of the buttons feel a little bit different which I'm glad. I'm glad it doesn't just feel the exact same, because then to me it would kind of feel like a waste of money. I'm glad that it just, even if it's like, I wouldn't say it's that much better, but it's different, which I like. So yeah, no big like single player game too at launch, which I feel like it's just comparatively to the Switch 1, thinking about Breath of the Wild. It's a bit of a letdown in some ways, because I'm loving Mario Kart World, and I'm gonna play the crap out of it for years and years and years. But I don't like it. I'm not gonna like it more than Breath of the Wild. That's like my favorite game of all time. So it's just comparatively, it's like not as good there. But yeah, we're getting DK soon anyway, and that'll be great. I think that's everything for my Switch 2 impressions. Now, brown cow. Let's get into some of these showcases. So we had. Oh wait. No, this I guess was part of a showcase, but I'll talk about it first because it's a little bit of a news story. The Xbox handheld. So I have a line that I have to say here. Only 3 days after the launch of the Switch 2, Xbox revealed their own handheld. Sorry, I'm going to say that again. Only 3 days after the launch of the Switch 2, and Xbox revealed their own handheld. So, Xbox is making a handheld. It's not like an official like Xbox, you know. It's in conjunction with Asus, a partnership. With their ROG Ally. So let's read this here. It comes from Grant Taylor Hill at Insider Gaming, and this was revealed at the showcase yesterday. So, yeah, Microsoft and Asus have officially unveiled the all-new Xbox handheld during the Xbox Game Showcase. This reveal comes just weeks after images of mysterious new Asus ROG handheld device surfaced online, followed by a teaser posted by the tech titan itself. It's officially called the ROG Xbox Ally. Man, Xbox just sucks at naming things. I guess they probably didn't have that much of a say in this because it's the ROG and the Ally. But the earliest images revealed a relatively standard iteration of the Asus ROG Ally handheld, but this time the device was sporting an Xbox button and a different, more controller-like shell. A long time coming. The leaked images of the new Asus ROG Ally handheld dropped shortly before claims appeared online, suggesting that Microsoft had shelved plans for a first-party handheld device. This gels with the notion that the company had instead partnered with Asus ROG to produce an Xbox-themed handheld. It was reported that Microsoft was pulling away from a first-party device in favor of Project Keenan, the touted Asus ROG crossover device. Why the flip is this ad getting in my way? Get off the screen! You suck. Come on. Can I'll just do this. See if that helps. Yes, okay. Oh my god. Frig off. Get off the fucking... Stop seeing this ad. Ad covered content. Okay, then move the damn ad, Google. You bastard. Okay, well, I guess I'm just not going to see what those words mean. Sarah Bond officially unveiled it. Okay, here's the trailer. I'll play it a little bit here. I won't have the sound because that's... because I don't have headphones on, so I don't want it to go through the thing. Cool trailer. Yeah, here's a look at it. I don't like the look of the ROG buttons. Oh yeah, it showed Silksong. Yeah, I don't like these big big letters here. Let's keep reading. The Xbox handheld boasts AMD Ryzen components and Xbox-inspired controls. It fuses perfectly with the Xbox Play Anywhere ecosystem to allow your library to roam with you. Sarah Bond appeared following the reveal to say that the ROG Xbox Ally is an Xbox you can hold in your hands. There will be two versions of the ROG. Oh, two versions. The standard and the Xbox Ally. Sorry, the ROG Xbox Ally X. The Ally X boasts the AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme with 24 gigabytes of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage. The lower tier model, the Xbox Ally, will have an AMD Ryzen. Holy crap. Okay, that's a lot of words. I don't care. Is there any prices out? I don't think so. So yeah, this looks pretty cool. Looks very similar to a Steam Deck. The one thing I would say that's really cool about it, where is it here? That it showed this here. You can get Steam on it. Yeah, like you can get your different, it's all in one OS all-in-one like Xbox OS, and you can get like your Steam games, your Microsoft games, and everything like that. Like that's huge for like PC handhelds, and it might be coming to Xbox soon, which is kind of a news story on its own, like Steam coming to Xbox, which is just it's great to see, honestly. Like I would much prefer I would be a lot more keen to getting an Xbox if they had Steam on it, because I like a lot of people, PCs to me are a little just too complicated. It's a little too cumbersome in a lot of ways. So just having Steam right there is great. But this isn't really what I'm going over though. Yeah, they showed Silk Song. That's kind of funny. What's this here? Yeah. Okay. Let's just get into the showcases. So I think I'll start with PlayStation because they were first. So this presentation was last Wednesday. Yeah, the day before the Switch 2 launched. Okay, so I'm just going to go through, and whenever a thing comes up that I want to see, I have another tab open, and I'll bring it over, and then we'll watch some of it there, and I'll talk about it, and I'll read the parts here. So, what did I have written down here? So I only have a couple things for the PS5 showcase that I wanted to talk about. Pragmata is kind of cool to finally get an update on that. A lot of people didn't think that was actually going to ever launch. It's good to see that it's still not canceled. Silent Hill F looked very scary, too scary for me. And there's a lot of interesting games here that I'm just not super interested in myself personally, but so if I scroll past a game that you're excited for, apologies. I've got a lot of stuff to cover. So Baby Steps, I like this. Got a new trailer for Baby Steps, the wild and wacky Baby Steps, the next game from Getting Over It developer Bennett Foddy, the partnership with Devolver Digital. The hero was seen kicking over a porta potty on his one step at a time journey, which launches on September 8th. So I think it did get its reveal, or its release date here on, sorry, did I say November 8th? I meant September 8th. So I think it did get its reveal there, which is cool to see. The next thing I want to go over, another trailer for Delta was interesting to see. At more Astrobot levels. Okay, Sea of Remnants was a trailer that popped up. Oops. Just kind of bring this guy over here. Perfect. Is that coming through? Yeah. I thought this trailer looked really cool. Oh goodness. I'll just keep that on quietly here. Hopefully that's not picking up on my mic. Just like it's there's like so much things going on in this one trailer. Like there's so many different possible like elements of gameplay here, and I don't know if like it'll be fun in the game, but so far it looks like a lot of fun. You got gambling. Who doesn't love gambling? And it's got a catchy little tune. Let me skip ahead a bit. Is there anything else interesting I wanted to see from this? Oh yeah, like the art style, it's beautiful. Got some turn-based gameplay. Yeah. Okay, next thing I wanted to discuss was Sword of the Sea. I might skip this one, actually. Next thing I want to discuss was 007. Okay, I didn't read this. Let me read the Sea of Remnants thing. Sorry, I'm flustered. Okay. Sea of Remnants is a new swashbuckling adventure from NetEase. Oh, it's NetEase. and Joker Studios, who describes the game on the PlayStation blog as an infinite voyage looping between death and rebirth, a journey where we row forward tirelessly only to return to where it all began. The game is scheduled to launch in 2026. Cool. I'll also read the thing for Sword of the Sea here. The next project from Abzu and the Pathless developer Giant Squid Studios. Sword of the Sea combines skateboard-style movement with a story about restoring a lost ocean in a dying world. The state-of-play trailer confirmed an August 19th release date for the upcoming title. That's cool. August 19th, 007. So we got our first look at 007. After the name was revealed earlier this week, IO Interactive brought our first look at gameplay for its upcoming James Bond adventure 007 First Light. The game will launch in 2026, and more gameplay will be shown later this week at the IO Interactive Showcase. Did we get that? I haven't looked at it if it has been shown. But yeah, I won't go through the trailer because it probably has music that I can't play. But from what I remember, it was quite cool. It wasn't like the coolest thing ever though. Like I wouldn't say it's on the level of like an Uncharted or whatever. And it's not the most impressive looking game. Like it looks a lot like Hitman. You can tell they're just building up the Hitman engine, which is awesome though, because Hitman's like one of my favorite games of all time. So I'm excited for this game. I think it'll be fun. My one worry is like this game needs to have an awesome, like interactive, cool story. And that is the thing I give the absolutely shit about in the Hitman games. So I know the gameplay is going to be fun as hell, but I hope the story is also good. And last thing I wanted to go over, because they're talking about Ghost of Yotei more later, is this Marvel game. It looks sick. Okay. Let's read it here. Marvel Tokuo Fighting Souls. I definitely said that wrong. The final announcement of the show was a brand new Marvel fighting game, but not one with Capcom at the helm. Instead, Arc System Works, in partnership with PlayStation Studios, has announced Marvel Tokuo. I don't know how to say it. Fighting Souls, a 4-on-4 tag fighting game featuring heroes and villains from the Marvel Pantheon. The first trailer showed Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Doom, Storm, Miss Marvel, Star-Lord, and Ghost Rider. So we're going to skip to that here. Boom, right there. So, man, I really wish I was more of a fighting game person. Just not like, I love Smash Bros, but really anything else, I just like don't have the patience to learn. But this game looks like a lot of fun. If it's not, it'll probably say I'm boring myself because I'm so bored. If it's not full priced, I might give it a try, but I feel like it will be. Might be free to play though. Could be one of those games. But then if it's free to play, do we really want to play it? It's like this weird middle ground, you know? So yeah, overall, pretty solid state of play. Like it wasn't a showcase. They weren't trying their best. They just had a couple things to announce, and I think they did a pretty good job with it. Not a lot of it spoke to me, but that's just me, I think. Next up, though, was the Summer Game Fest. Had some even cooler things there. However, it was really freaking long. So let's go over a couple things. Mortal Shell looks cool. Not for me. Probably. Not really going to talk about it. I missed, this already happened, Fortnite. I missed it too, and I'm kind of pissed about it. Death Stranding 2 had a trailer, and like, it was so boring and unnecessary, and it took really long at the very start of the showcase. Like, I'm excited for Death Stranding 2, but man, they just really took the wind out of the sails right away. I would say, I'm already going to say this, SGF was probably the weakest of the showcases. Although it might have had the most interesting announcements to me, but just like showcase wise, like pacing wise and everything, they really blew their load at Game Awards last year, because that was insane. But okay, so Sonic Racing Crossworlds, it's got Minecraft Steve in it. Hell yeah. Fucking Troy Baker. Oh, this game, Felt That Boxing. I wonder if I just click on it, is that going to take me to the YouTube video? No. Okay. Felt That Boxing Summer Game Fest. This is one of the coolest looking games I've ever seen. Sorry, it might be a little bit behind because the Way of the Sword, which we announced at the TGAs, it is coming in 2026 and will be playable this summer at Rio. Oh yeah, you kind of need the sound for this one, don't you? Like, oh my god, this game is just stunning. Like, this is all, it looks real. Like, it looks more realistic than like a Naughty Dog game in a way, because like, yeah. Now I really wonder what the gameplay is going to be like. Like, did we see any gameplay from this? It's hard to tell. There was a part where he was walking across the bridge that looked like a game, but yeah, like, is it all just trailer? Like, and is this, yeah, is it going to be like a bunch of like mini games kind of thing? Like, maybe, I feel like it'll probably have gameplay similar to Punch Out or Wii Sports or something. I don't know. I'm really excited for it though. I think it's going to be amazing. If not, it looks really cool anyway. Okay, where is the SGF? Right there. Okay, Felt That was cool. Arc Raiders, not really my game, so Dune Awakening looks like so gigantic, and it comes out soon, and it's just like I don't really hear people talking about it. Out of Worlds look kind of cool. Oh, probably not for me though. This Lego Voyagers game looks so charming. So let me ignore my YouTube recommended. Lego Voyagers. Look at this. Oh my god, it's so charming. So cute. I really want to know how this one's going to feel to play, because it looks insanely complicated, like on a gameplay perspective, like trying to, like, there's definitely like some leeway. Like, if you come close to something, it'll probably snap on. Like, it's not like an actual Lego, but like just the physics and like I feel like this game would have been a pain in the ass to program. And it kind of reminds me of games like Human Fall Flat or something like that, but just like so much more charming, and I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so that's another one I would say to keep an eye out for. Okay, Summer Game Fest. What was next that I want to talk about? Mina the Hollower looks cool. Deadpool VR. I called that it was Neil Patrick Harris. I could just tell from the voice. Kind of cool. I wish I had a Quest, because I did have a PSVR 2 for a bit, but I ended up selling it because I never played it, and it cost so much friggin' money, and there were no games on it. Thanks a lot, PlayStation. I was really hoping to get friggin' Golf VR, but they just never, or Golf Plus, I think it is. I love my golfing games, but yeah, they just never brought that over to the friggin' PlayStation, so. It is on the Quest, though, so I think I will get a Quest in the future, and I might try this out. And there's so many games on that now. Like, that's, if you're getting a VR, if you're thinking about VR, go for the Quest. Feel bad for the guy who sold my PSVR 2 to Dying Light mixtape. Don't know this. This game looks pretty sweet. Acts of Blood. It reminds me very much of Friggin' what's it called? Sifu. Gameplay wise, but like it looks, I don't know. Like it's not as fast as Sifu is the one thing, so I don't know if the gameplay is going to be quite as satisfying. However, it looks. I wouldn't say it looks better than Sifu. It looks different than Sifu. Has a more realistic vibe, but I think I enjoy the art style of Sifu more. But yeah, no, it looks a lot like Sifu, but different in a lot of ways. Like this is a much more varied in terms of gameplay. Like Sifu, like you're just punching, kicking, hitting, all that stuff, and this seems like you're doing some more things as well. There's more weapons, more options. However, it might not be as... Yeah, and you got guns too. So I don't know. I'm excited for this game. It's hard to think it's going to be as good as Sifu because that game is incredible, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun anyways. Okay. What is next? Scott Pilgrim. I'm not going to go through that trailer. I never played the original. I want to, but I love the movie, so. Hitman. Oh, Lego Party trailer was very lame. Oh, Wildgate. Don't know that one. Blighted. It all looked cool. Scary, though. Scary for me. Mecha Break. Infinitesimals look kind of cool. I love they did a really good Resident Evil fake out. So if you don't know, if you didn't watch it, the guy, so here I'll just read it out. Resident Evil had Jun Taguchi made an appearance during the show saying that the next Resident Evil would be revealed in the blink of an eye. And he said like, oh, please wait just a little bit longer for the next Resident Evil game. Just kind of hinting at it. And you're like, oh, okay, so I guess they just wanted to mention that it's going to be announced soon and maybe Capcom will announce it in their own thing. But more on that later. Street Fighter 6. This Into the Unwell game looked kind of cool, but I'm not going to go through the trailer. Stranger Than Heaven. I'll play the trailer for that. That was actually a pretty cool looking one to me. Second last game of the show. Just looks like such a vibe. Very AAA. It's by RGG, like the same beat guys that make Yakuza. Oh, fuck. Sorry about that. My father is cutting grass. Let me just kind of... Frig. Sorry if that picks up. But yeah, look at this. It's like... I don't know. Looks amazing to me. I think if I get into Yakuza, like this would be my... Like I've tried to get into Yakuza, and I have a little bit. But just the RPG... I'm not much of an RPG guy. And... Not RPG, but like turn-based. Excuse me. So I just don't want that up on the screen right now. Yeah. Anyways, Resident Evil 9. Obviously, is what I was... Yeah, they did the fake out. There's this new Resident Evil Requiem, RE9. The show ended with Resident Evil Requiem described as a bold new direction for the franchise. The trailer introduced the heroine Grace Ashcroft, who must return to a decimated Raccoon City. So, like, they kind of... I don't know a ton about Resident Evil, so, like, I feel like a lot of people here weren't sure, but maybe some were. Like, maybe there were hints at it this early. Like, maybe some logos or something. And then... Yeah, there was a big cheer whenever it showed this. But yeah, It's pretty cool. Not like a lot of stuff on it. February 27th, though. That's pretty soon. I think it'll be fun. Excuse me. I never finished 8. I should at some point, though, but most of my save was in the PSVR 2 version. Now I have to friggin' start it from the beginning again. So overall, Summer Game Fest kind of weak, but decent. They just didn't have a lot of stuff to show this year. But next and lastly, let's get into Xbox. Where is the thing here? No. Xbox, no. All right, let me just Google it then. Okay. Xbox Games Showcase Rundown. Look, I already Googled it earlier. I friggin' didn't even... I must have closed the tab that I had. GameSpot. All the biggest announcements. Well, we only really need the biggest announcements. So there's Outer Worlds 2. Got an official release date. I kind of thought it was going to be delayed this year. It's looking like a lot of fun. There's some controversy about that right now because it's $80 US. So it'd be like $115 here in Canada, which is freaking crazy. Like, I would have considered this game, but not anymore. I will probably only play this game if I have Game Pass, and I have nothing right now that plays Game Pass, so, you know. High on Life 2 was cool. I played the beginning of High on Life. I'd like to go back to it at some point. It's a lot of... I wouldn't say it's a lot of fun. It's very funny, very entertaining, but also anytime I consume anything with Justin Roiland in it, it's like, just, you know, I just feel bad. Feel a pit in my stomach. Ooh, okay, we're going to watch some Super Meat Boy. That one was exciting. Sorry. Excuse me. I don't know why I said excuse me, but... oh shit. Didn't mean to turn that down. Got the pipe going. So I never played the original Super Meat Boy. I might have to give it a try at some point. But I feel like this is going to be so much fun. Because from what I know about Super Meat Boy, it's very fast. Just like dying constantly, but like you just restart and go again right away. And that, like, 3D platformers are some of my... This might be my favorite genre of video game. So, seeing this gets me quite excited. I cannot wait to play it. Did it give a release date, though, is my question. Early 2026. Nice. I imagine it'll be on Switch 2 as well. Probably play it there. Okay. What is the next thing to talk about? Ninja Gaiden was cool. This game, I'm not going to go through because I'm not that interested, but like, Game Freak is making this. And like, what the fuck, Game Freak? You make Pokemon. Did you take all your Pokemon money and decide to hire more than 2 friggin' people to work on a game? Because this game looks so good. And Pokemon looks terrible. Game Freak, come on. Dicks. Clockwork Revolution looked cool, but... Okay, that much. Grounded 2 got announced. The only one that I don't care about. Aphelion. Right here. This was a cool one. Very cinematic. So this was the same team behind Jusant. It's Don't Nod. What else do they make? Some like indie games, but like I would say like AA kind of indie games. Like, it looks very cool, but also you can tell it's not quite... Well, even, I don't know, it does kind of look like super, like pretty AAA. I love seeing those rope physics, though. I think this will be a cool, just kind of exploration game. I hope it's not too cutscene-y though. I hope a lot of the exploration is like natural. And not just like, I hope it's gameplay all the time and not just like a cutscene where I can control the character a little bit or like quick time events or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know if I've played a Donut game, so I don't know what to expect really. Does this one get a release date? 2026. Okay. Cool. Persona 4 Revival. That's exciting. I'm a little pissed because I bought Persona 4 not long ago on my Switch. Now this is just got announced, and what the hell am I gonna do with that? Should I play it on my Switch? I'm thinking I probably will still play it on my Switch too, and then I might get it when it comes out or later when it's cheaper and play through it again. Because I've played through Persona 5 twice, so I could see myself playing through a Persona game 2 times again. Oh yeah, they add Michelangelo, Tony Hawk's 3 and 4. Hell yeah. This game looked pretty cool. Invincible Versus. A lot of great characters from Invincible to throw into a fighting game. Hopefully it's fun. Gears of War, Sea of Thieves, bring in Final Fantasy 7 and 16 to Xbox Keeper. Let me watch this one again, actually, Keeper, because I don't remember it very much from watching it. I kind of just had this showcase on in the background yesterday. It's a Double Fine, known for Psychonauts' incredibly talented studio. So yeah, you're like a lighthouse? I want to know what this gameplay feels like. Probably really good. But, like, is it a platformer? I guess it is, but like, is it more just like story-based? Like, how is this going to be interesting gameplay? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Will it be fun? Will it be fast and fluid? Or will it be more so be like walking around and kind of more of like an experience rather than gameplay focused? Because I haven't played Psychonauts, so I don't know how like, yeah, like how gameplay focused they are. I mean, beautiful game. So yeah, one to keep an eye on. Holy fuck, it's coming this year. I didn't know that. That's exciting. Very okay, yeah, and then the end of the showcase was just, so I didn't even know it was gonna be. I remember hearing like a rumor that it would be Black Ops again, but like, why is it Black Ops instead of Modern Warfare? Like, why did they? Does anybody know? Can somebody tell me why in the comments if you're watching? Why do they just go to do Black Ops 2 years in a row? Like, it's next year gonna be Black Ops 8. Yeah, maybe if you're a big Black Ops guy and there's more, like, it makes sense numbers wise why they would end with Call of Duty because it's the biggest game every year ever. But as like a video game fan who, like, as a video game showcase fan, I just found it a bit of a letdown because I don't know, like, it's a guarantee game to come out this year. I don't really care about it. And it like had a really cool, like, interesting reveal trailer and they were hiding what it was up until like the very end. Just, I don't know, felt like a bit of a dick move. Xbox, they kind of dropped the ball there with the end of their showcase. So in general, had a lot of cool stuff to see. Nothing like, I don't even think there was like a single game that I was like, wow, that's amazing. Quite excited for the Persona 4 remake. Quite excited for Michelangelo and Tony Hawk. Felion was cool. Super Meat Boy might be my most hype announcement, honestly. Super Meat Boy or yeah, actually, let's do highlight of each show. Super Meat Boy for Xbox. Don't you love this high quality scrolling content? Felt that boxing might be it for the SGF or Lego Voyagers. Or Axe of Blood, actually. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say Axe of Blood. I thought that's it might not be the best thing ever, but from what I've seen so far, it's got me really excited. And now, finally, PlayStation. If I still have it up, do I have it up still? No, I do not. Did I exit the tab? I must have exited the tab. God freaking damn it. State of play, run Darkwing. And I'm more so talking about like new games that are being announced, not like games, because obviously, I'm super excited for Yote, but they didn't really show anything new about that. I already knew about it. Baby Steps might be my game for this one. Astrobot Levels is cool. Sea of Remnants, actually, because Baby Steps isn't a new announcement. You know what? I'm gonna say 007 First Light. If I was more of a fighting game guy, it would probably be this. Like, this was definitely the most hyped, but realistically for me, 007 First Light. Okay, I think that's everything. I think I got through everything in a pretty timely manner. 56 minutes for some Nintendo news, some Switch 2 impressions, lots of things. Oh my god, my fucking room is so messy. I gotta clean my room. Switch 2 things. If you follow this show weekly, apologies for being late. Or for not being late, for missing last week. The biggest week in gaming news this year. I just started a new job, so I've just been very busy in the last week. But hopefully I'll be able to keep it up Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I might change Wednesday, but then I don't know how I'm gonna do it evenly. I might do Monday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday, maybe Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, or something. I don't know. I might kind of switch around the schedule a bit. Just Wednesdays are busy for me now, so yeah, I don't know. But if you're interested, let me know. And if you want to see, I'm planning to post some more Switch 2 shorts in the next couple of days because I'm very excited about Switch 2, and that's the content that does pretty well on my channel, so I'm just going to keep doing it. Thanks for everybody that watches this later. Really